Ramble.
You also took the name Steve, Zach?
Well, I was inspired.
Slippery Steven.
I'm on board.
First of all, you're Steve. I'm Steven. And actually, Steven's
true.
my last name. My first name's Slippery.
Wow.
Oh.
Very good.
I've really been enjoying the Zoom function of renaming. I don't feel that people are using it quite enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach, do you want to introduce this one?
I think I just did. I think that we're already in it, Miles. This week we're not doing an introduction. You're already listening to the TryPod.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're in it, motherfucker. And and Ned has just sneakily moved a box behind him. I think, Ned, you should be Sneaky Steven.
Sneaky Steven?
Maybe
Sneaky Steve.
Sneaky Steve-O. We have a Steve.
Sneaky Stevie.
Guys, we have
Sneaky stew.
We're doing Zoom, as you know, and on Zoom you can rename yourself, and so we're having fun with it. This is the TryPod. You've got my boy Steve Haber's hot dog.
Hey, what's that? Ha ha ha.
You've got Sneaky Stevis.
What up? We'll keep sneaking, y'all.
Eugene, what kind of Steve do you want to be?
Oh, I'm Sexy Sven.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's the name of my sourdough starter.
Oh.
Say hello to the world's Sexy Sven.
Hello.
I'm your other friend, Slippery Steven, and of course we are joined, as always, by Sniveling Miles.
That's me. Snivel, snivel.
Wow, look at that.
Today on the TryPod, we're going to go through a menagerie of topics. We're going to do some top 10-y countdowns.
Menagerie.
Menagerie.
Menage a trois menagerie.
Wow.
A fucking collection.
a lingerie. And, all right, well, I'm just going to yield the floor. What do you guys want to talk about?
You know, we just came off the weekend.
Yeah.
Which the weekend doesn't really mean too much anymore, but it does, now it's shaping into like, okay, on Friday and Saturday, I'm more likely to have Zooms with all my friends and like do something. We did a Passover Seder on Friday. I didn't invite Zach. That was a mistake. That was a oops.
Yeah,
and
that
a
was
boops.
rough. That
I don't know
Keith,
why.
is not Jewish, but he used to host a Passover Seder for years, and it's become my Passover Seder, and I've spoken very highly. Your friend Brian hosts it. He runs a hell of a Passover, and I told Meg, I'm like, it's a bummer that we're not doing Passover this year. It's the only Jewish holiday that I really look forward to, but my family doesn't really do one, and of course everyone's apart this year. But then on what was it, Friday night? Yeah, Friday night, I go in to play Catan with Ned and some of our other coworkers.
We had
which was
a
blast.
late night Catan night.
And I'm like, you know what, guys? I've got the Zoom. I've got the company Zoom. I'll send out the invite. That's weird. The Zoom's already being used. What's that? That's weird. There's a Passover Seder on the calendar. Who could possibly be doing that? How was it, Keith?
Well, it was
Sorry,
great. So
Steve.
I thought about, inviting you, but I didn't think to invite you until like Friday day. And I was like, he's not going to be able to have matzo ball soup. He's not going to be able to have matzah. He's not going to have any of the stuff he needs.
Sure.
And in my mind, I just thought like, oh, I just shouldn't invite him at all. And that was wrong. I don't know why I made that decision. But I just thought, well, it's too complicated. And then I also saw like Ned was asking people about Catan. I'm like, oh, Zach's probably playing Catan. He probably won't care. He won't miss it. But then, of course, like, you have always spoken how much you like it. You brought over the Rugrats Passover as a book.
I think Zach did have a great time in Catan. I mean, shout out to Zach Corn Diddy, a.k.a. Gloria, who in one single turn pulled off one of the greatest Catan moves I've ever seen, going from 5 victory points, capturing largest army and longest road in a single turn, and revealing an unplayed victory point.
Oh,
wow.
shit.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
It was very exciting. And we
pretty
played
impressive.
An online portal that assigns you names, but you can't change your name. So I was Gloria all night, and I was just taking on this alter ego where I was just this very sweet old woman in the chat,
Very polite,
encouraging everyone.
Yet just totally unforgiving.
One more thing about Passover, and
Just rub it
it's
in.
that we didn't have matzah, right? The stores were all out when we had gone, but matzah's like it's literally the easiest bread. It's the bread when you can't make bread. And I don't know why more people just don't make their own matzah. It's unbelievably simple. It's way more delicious because you get to oil it and salt it how you please. And they're just great crackers. If you make too many, you can just have crackers in your house. I made it.
Is it just flour and water?
It's flour and water, and there is something else in it.
Salt, obviously.
Salt. Yeah, I think that's it. And it's, you just you basically make the dough, you roll it out as thin as you possibly can, you let it sit, you roll it out even thinner, and then you put it on a preheated baking rack on the top of your oven at like a very high heat, and like you flip it, it gets 2 minutes per sides, and it's done.
Oh,
Wow.
fantastic.
It is interesting that Passover and Easter are so close to each other because the main difference in our bread is that yours has risen.
Exactly. Well, you don't have Christ.
No Christ in your bread.
You know, the Last Supper is a Seder.
Wow. How
That
about
he
that?
added in the this is my body, and he adds in the real bread and the making the wine about him instead of the wine about the struggles of their people beforehand. Because normally you drink the wine and you pour out some wine for each thing throughout it. I love and I feel like now I'm pretty good at speaking Americanized Hebrew when it's written phonetically.
Oh, really?
My favorite
Wait, show
word.
us a taste. Show us a taste.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Malik Halom. That's one of the things
Pretty
you say.
good. Wow.
And my favorite word is Hagothen.
Oh.
What a word. Hagothen.
Toda Rabbah, my friend.
I don't know what any of these words mean. On this night, some nights we only eat this way. Why this night do we do both? I love it. It's great. It's fun for the whole family.
Are you more Jewish than Zach now?
No.
This year he is.
I maybe this year, but it was very
You just
fun.
spoke more Hebrew in that moment than I've ever heard Zach. I've never heard
Well, he
Zach
didn't
speak
get-
Hebrew. Never seen him do a Seder dinner. Yeah.
No, I was going to say you brought it up in the Easter egg hunt video, but we haven't done any Jewish things. We should do a Seder as a video, and also we should recreate just the way that the Rugrat special does all the things. So like with dolls and stuff, we should make the plagues. We should make it's such a great, amazing story.
It's a fun
And
one.
It's a fun one, and it ends in victory, kind of. They end up, they're wandering through the desert. They win, and then they're stuck in the desert for 40 years. But other than that,
I'm just
a
in it for
victory.
reenacting the Rugrats Seder.
Speaking of Seders, you guys have any big Easter plans? Eggs, chocolate, rabbits?
Easter was yesterday.
It happened, right?
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
I know. Did you have any?
Oh, did you have any?
Did you have any plans?
Did you
have any plans? Did you have
That's
any
not how
plans?
people usually say that.
Yeah, did you
cancel
have
any plans?
Are for the future.
Did you
and then
have?
people just say, "Did you do anything fun for Easter? What did you do?"
Did you have
plans?
Did you have if I was asking you, what you
I
had for
did
dinner
have
last time?
plans, but you know what, Miles? My plans didn't come to fruition.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was rainy, so I didn't do egg hunt. We gave Wes the Easter basket. Then we played inside, and we had Easter fun time dance party on the inside. So Wes's favorite song is "Yummy" by Justin Bieber.
God.
Well, he does it. Excuse me. He is too. And all the foods he eats are yummy. Therefore, he loves it. He just is like, yummy, yummy, yummy tummy. And we're like, okay, we'll play this. And he just jumps around and dances. We had to cut out the music in the last vlog, but that's what we were dancing to. And he it's now by request. And he'll try and say like, hey, Google, play Yummy by Justin Bieber.
Wow.
But he doesn't quite get it all the way out.
Let's
but
go, bread
he said
and
Bieber. I think Bieber might be the first pop star name that he said.
Yeah.
Bieber.
Wow.
Ned, if
Damn.
you can get that clean, there's a brand deal right there.
What's that?
Yeah, right.
If you can get Wes clean saying, "Hey Google, play Yummy" by Justin Bieber, that's like 2 ad spots right there. That's
Wow.
two
Okay.
deals.
It makes me a little uncomfortable now that it's like a ad thing. It was cute. Now,
Don't think
but
of it as an ad read. Think of it as an investment in his future.
That's
Yeah.
true. College fund.
God.
Also, Yummy's about,
yeah.
I know what it's about, but if you just kind of ignore that, it's a very cute song for a 2-year-old.
What is it about? I don't know that this song that his son is singing. What is it about?
Zach,
Yummy
you know what
stuff.
Everyone knows what it's about.
Is it about what's yummy? What is yummy referring to? Is it kissing or is it like
No, you know what's yummy.
You know what, guys. Let's just move on. Like you guys made it weird. I was telling a cute story, and then everyone is trying to make it gross. Obviously, doesn't understand any of that.
Here's a question, guys. Here's a question: Is Justin Bieber good?
Like,
I mean, is his music good, or is he a good person?
No, is he good? Is he universally good? Is his music good? Is he good? Do we like him?
well, considering that Jay Biebs is one of my closest and dearest, oldest friends, I'm going to take myself out of this conversation.
Yeah, for sure, obviously.
I mean, before I've said some disparaging things about him before I found out he has Lyme disease.
Lyme
lupus.
disease.
He has something.
Okay.
He has something bad, and then I felt bad. I don't love his music that much. I mean, there are songs that I've liked. Some of his music was, a theme of the summer because I couldn't not hear it anywhere.
I would say his music is a neutral good, but his personality is a chaotic evil.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, that one album is nothing but hits.
Right.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know, I'm realizing, guys, I got a Bieber story that I never dropped on this pod.
Wow.
Bieber.
I have definitive proof that Mr. Biebs listens to this podcast.
No way.
No.
I have definitive proof. Definitive.
Okay.
Show us your proof.
For
Show
this
us.
story, I'm going to take you back to yesteryear before
My proof is a story.
before the corona. What? Okay, I got invited to the Justin Bieber premiere of his movie for YouTube original. Actually, it was a series. I think we all got invited, but I was the only one who went, which means that I got invited. And I thought it would be very funny. I thought it would be like, wow, what a stupid event to say that I got to go to. Also, I'll get on that red carpet, and I'm going to take some pics, and I'm going to like get my Getty photo game up. Because I say no to all those events. I don't do them. And then every now and then I see you guys go to them, and you get those like fun, nice photos. And I'm like, you know what? I want to do that. So I get to the event. It's held in Westwood at one of those theaters in downtown right by UCLA. And I get there, there's a special sign-in. You feel very exclusive when you go to one of these events because there are these barricades and there are a whole bunch of Bieber fans clamoring, screaming, saying hello. And I get my own little walkway and I go through the metal detector. Me and Maggie got dressed up. We looked all cute. And I get to the end and there are these 3 people there. And their job is to sign in people who are going to walk the red carpet. So I say hello, but it's clear that they don't maybe know who I am, and they didn't care to ask. And there were a lot of people that were like just Bieber's friends. So they're like, do you want to walk the red carpet? I'm like, well, yeah, you guys asked me to. Like, that was the email, is do you want to come and walk the red carpet?
Right.
It's partially ego, but like I was doing it to be taking a photo and then I could put it on my Instagram and promote this series.
Yeah.
So, but they don't hold, normally what you do when you walk a red carpet is someone's on the side and they have a white erase board and they write the person's name and where they're from. So I expect this to happen. I walk on the red carpet, I turn, no one's holding the board up. And as a result, the photographers just look up and they look down and no one takes a single photo of me. So I'm just standing there on the red carpet all by myself.
That is
it's
humiliating.
absolutely mortifying. And I'm like, what do I do? Do I ask them? Do I go back and say, hi, I'm an important man? Do I go to the photographers and say, would anybody like to take my photo?
Oh, God. Oh, no.
I look to Maggie and I'm like, what do I do? And she's like, I'll take a picture of you. And I'm like, thanks, baby. So she takes a photo on her phone, but because it's nighttime and we don't have flashes, it doesn't look very good. And then one of the fans across the barricade say, hey, Zach, and I kind of sheepishly wave. And then one person from YouTube with like a digital camcorder snaps one little photo of me and I get off. And you know what? This was 2 weeks after we had our apologies to Justin Bieber episode.
Yeah.
And I think he listened and he set me up.
Yeah.
He framed me.
Wait,
I
what?
think that
that's
he
the
knew
twist. Come
that I was coming,
Yeah.
and he wanted me to
No.
look like an idiot.
Oh my God.
It was genuinely one of the most mortifying things that's ever happened to me. The
That sounds awful.
full-on
Googling Getty
embarrassment.
photos to see if I can find this single
I
bad
think
photo
there's
of
one
yours.
singular photo. Yeah, and it was rough. So, yeah, Bieber and I, we haven't talked since that night, which has been tough on me.
I was thinking like the bouncers were gonna be like, yeah, we have you as Zach Kornfeld from the TryPod.
Right.
No, they didn't have me at all. And then Patrick Starr got there right after me and got a flurry of photos taken.
It was also more beautiful.
So much. I get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
But it was mortifying.
If someone like Patrick Starr shows up and you don't know who they are, like it's clear you should take a picture of them. It's like, well, that person's here for pictures. That person looks amazing. They look. I got to take pictures of this person. And I don't know who they are, but they look great.
Yeah.
In their defense, I look more like someone's manager and or childhood friend who got an invite.
Yeah.
Eugene, you've done a lot of those events, and you get your beautiful photos taken. What's the protocol? Where did I fuck up?
No, I really haven't done any of those events. I go to, I guess most of the events you've seen photos I've been at are either queer or Asian oriented, so they know I'm coming.
Well, this was
You know what
white
I mean?
oriented.
They know I'm there.
They know I'm coming. They know I'm there.
I was invited. I was an esteemed guest of Mr. Justin Bieber.
Zach, I can't relate. No, I love you, man.
that's
I
a
love
good
you. I
line.
think they made a mistake.
funny.
You were clearly on the list. I think they just, were not doing their job right.
They looked at me and they're like, do you want to walk? And I'm like, yeah.
So no one with the whiteboard asked you your name at the beginning of the red carpet?
They just asked me,
The
do
person
you
with the
wanna
whiteboard
walk?
never knows who you are, but they're always like,
Right.
Ned Fulmer, Try Guys.
And normally for like when we're at events that like the streamies or things like people know who we are, so someone will walk up and before we can answer, someone's like, they're the Try Guys. We don't have to do anything and we get to walk and it's great. We feel lofty, but at this kind of thing we get invited but people don't know us. But then I look on Instagram and I'm always jealous because people are getting invited to the Marvel movie premiere red carpets or getting invited to like dope ass shit. I'm like,
Oh, I was so jealous when I saw people invited to Star Wars premiere.
there were people from the Smoshes were there. The Merrill twins were there. I'm like, what do they got that I don't got?
You know what?
Let's
Keep this Smosh beef going, because those fuckers get invited to every premiere.
Well, to be fair, I think we don't push our management to seek that out. So a lot of those other YouTubers, they kind of lean really heavily into those promotional things. So I don't know, maybe we should make a pact and see if you can get into the next movie red carpet in 2021 when we can do that again.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, digital.
how about that fall?
Like red carpet from your home. That's a good video idea. We should do that.
Oh my god.
But Zach, I think to bring it to like Earth for a lot of listeners, red carpets, like waiting for it is a lot like waiting in line for a club. So if you're VIP at a club and you walk up, it's very clear and they just usher you in. But there's like, I'd say 90% of the people can get into the club. They just don't know the protocol of what the club is. They got the money out. They know they're supposed to be there. They don't know if they're on the list or not. That's like every red carpet. So it's a pretty awkward experience, I think, for most people. It's certainly nice when you're someone they're just like, he's here, get his name on the board, get him on the carpet. But yeah, it's a lot like waiting for a club.
It's the Justin Bieber premiere. You would think I would at least be the top 3 most important people there.
It's Bieber, Scooter Braun, and Zach Kornfeld.
Maybe Haley Baldwin, Haley Bieber 3rd, and then I'm a close 4th.
Let me tell you, every interview you'll ever do on the red carpet as a Try Guys. So, hi, Try Guys. This time for this video, we're going to see if you would like to try a cool selfie mirror we have for Twitter. If you guys want to, if you want to try it, if you want to do like, okay, which one of you Try Guys wants to try it first? Okay. Now walk down the line and do the same bit with the next 16 interviews.
Is there anything you guys wouldn't try?
That's the classic.
And then one of
love
us
that.
mumbles, well, we already got prostate exams on camera, so...
so how did you guys meet? I'm like, we've been together for 6 years. Who cares how we met? It's not new. This is not new.
Maybe we should throw our own red carpet for a video, and we can be each other's interviewers, and we can usher Zach right to the front. Zach is our Bieber.
Yeah.
And let's invite Bieber and then just be like, do you want to walk the digital carpet? And he'll be like, yeah. And then we'll be like, okay. And then we'll take no photos. See how it feels, Justin.
Yeah, the best part about any of these events is always that they have pretty decent catering. The streamies, all of them. Hello, Wesley. Come on in.
Wesley.
You want it?
Wesley's got that yummy.
Wes and I did the other day practice speaking into the microphone with headphones on, and he loved it. He was like, whoa, boo, 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 boo. I can hear myself. We'll play the clip of it right now. What do you have to say to the people? Oh, yes. Can you say hello?
Hello.
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 Yeah.
Oh, you got it?
Nice.
Well, of course. I mean, it's so cute.
And we're working on Wes's podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
He reviews
exactly.
his favorite Justin Bieber songs.
Guys, I did something pretty cool and very nerdy this weekend.
Hit
Let
me.
me tell you about it. I partitioned my Mac laptop to have half Mac, half Windows.
Oh, shit.
Go off,
Shit
Queen.
is right. So I discovered that a bunch of my old college friends used to play the same game that I really loved in middle school. That game is Age of Empires 2. If you haven't ever played it or heard about it, it's a real-time strategy game where you're like clicking little people and moving them around, building little buildings and knights and castles and stuff. But it's all like, it's all like Middle Ages. So you're a civilization from the Middle Ages, like the Britons or the Franks or the Turks or the Huns. And it's so fun. I played it so much in middle school. And in order, I was like, oh, it's quarantine. I got some time on my hands. I want to play a new video game, but the only way to play this, since it came out in like 1999, is on Windows. I don't have a Windows, I have a Mac. Right. But what you can do is you can split your hard drive into two pieces, and then you can either boot up in Mac or boot up in Windows. So I installed a copy of Windows on my computer, downloaded this game from Steam, and then boom. I'm playing like this lo-fi graphics game that I played in middle school, and it took me back. I mean, I was getting like nostalgia chills, the sound effects and the music. It was all great. And we were able to like play online with buddies.
That's awesome.
It was super cool. Total
Keith, you had a
nostalgia
similar
trip.
Steam adventure, didn't you?
I did. So Becky really wanted to play Roller Coaster Tycoon. She used to love it. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm sure we can get it on Steam or on something similar and play it. Like, why wouldn't we be able to? Well, I log onto Steam, and it turns out that Roller Coaster Tycoon was last updated just long enough where the current Mac update can't play it. It cannot be played. However, I have a 10-year-old Mac laptop that I rarely use, but it still works. So I fired it up, and the hilarious thing, it was on an operating software that was too old to play Roller Coaster Tycoon. So I had to update it to one that's still 6 years old.
You had to update it just
to get
enough.
it in that. I had to get it in that sweet spot so that I could download and have her play Roller Coaster Tycoon. And then she did, and one of the first things she did is just create Zach and Maggie and trap them in their own part of the park.
Per my request. I told her.
Zach's request.
That's the move in Roller Coaster Tycoon. You trap everybody after a fun ride, jack up the bathroom prices, everybody poops their pants. Nobody wants to come back, but you clean up.
You torture your friends. And then she still hasn't done the thing where you make a roller coaster but you don't complete it, right? So that the car flies off and explodes. That's the fun.
Yeah. I mean, she's on and off as a tycoon now. She got in it and she like mastered it in like an hour, and she's like, "Is this all the game is?" I'm like, "Pretty sure, yeah. I think it's just pretty much
now,
Legos essentially."
Eugene, do you have any idea what we're talking about?
Can't relate. I wasn't allowed to play video games, so I don't know what this is.
But when you were a kid, so you couldn't play video games.
No.
Were you reading? Were you playing outside barefoot with sticks and collecting bugs? Like, what were you doing?
Literally those two things.
He was doing Animal Crossing, but he wasn't playing the game. He was just actually catching bugs and going fishing.
Age of Empires does have a civilization that's Koreans.
Yeah.
And they have these cool like naval ships that are turtles and shoot cannonballs out of the mouths.
That's actual Korean history. They had very
that
famous
right?
naval warships called turtle ships. Yeah.
Oh, so cool.
I just remembered in relation to collecting bugs in the South, because in the South, like that is something you would do. You go, there's so many bugs.
Yeah,
and
or like
you can just
or a
go.
creek. You go to the creek.
Yeah,
the creek.
You could find crawdaddies, crawdads.
Yeah.
You can find
Crawdad at
big,
the creek.
big old stink bugs, beetles.
Do you guys ever catch fireflies in a jar and like carry it around?
Hell yeah.
That's the craziest thing that exists. That's like some Pandora Avatar shit.
Magic.
You ever smash them and have glowing hands?
No, no,
Yeah, you could do that.
no, Keith, no. Why?
You ever think about how it's pretty nice to be a hot bug? You know what I mean? Like, there's clearly bugs that we find more attractive that we don't fuck with. Like, you catch a firefly, you let that firefly go.
Oh yeah,
Ladybug. You find a ladybug inside your house, you worship it.
Yeah, but like a housefly, bam, splat. A
Yeah,
spider,
yeah.
bam, splat.
Fuck you.
Those poor ugly bugs. You know?
Moths
Because you
go
get
to
up to them
hell.
close up. You get a close-up micro shot on that bug.
Yeah.
They all look the same.
No.
Have you seen a ladybug mid-flight close up? They are monsters.
Yeah, it's crazy. They have like so many things that
They
pop
are
out.
horrifying.
Yeah, their shells open so their wings underneath their shells can flutter, and then they have all their legs and their ugly little head out. Yeah, they're monsters.
Did y'all have katydids and walking sticks?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the best.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so katydids are the ones that look like leaves, and walking sticks are literally like branches.
Yeah.
So you
Cool.
could be like, you could have basically what looks like a stick on your shoulder, and then you turn and it just starts moving.
Oh,
That
amazing.
was some real Tim Burton shit.
That's cool.
Yeah, definitely those and praying mantises are like top 3 sexy bugs.
Ooh, praying
like
mantises.
a katydid is beautiful, but the
The
praying mantis,
sexiest
man,
bug.
so fucking hot, so hot.
And Daddy Longlegs.
You guys know the deal with praying mantises, right? When they done fucking, what they do?
They bite off the husband's head.
The lady
doesn't-
eats the husband's motherfucking head for sustenance.
head,
And
man.
I have on my old mini DV camcorder, my friend's house, for whatever reason, she would just get so many praying mantises at her house. Like in the crease of the door, there was just one smushed because like they were everywhere. It makes no sense. They're an endangered species. They were all over. So she invites us over and 2 are dancing around her bedroom wall. They're doing a mating dance and we're following it for, over an hour. And I'm like, I got to go to bed. I come back the next day and I find them making love. And again, I film it because I'm a creepy little kid and it's awesome.
God.
But they're making love for like, again, 45 minutes go by and I'm like, I
Yummy,
cannot
yummy.
film this yummy anymore. I come back maybe later in that day, the next day, the husband's body is decapitated, but his little praying mantis
husband.
penis is still going, even in
Wow.
death.
Oh, yeah.
The dick keeps going. And then like in a tree just beyond, the mama is watching his lifeless body still trying to hump
Wow.
the air. Nature's awesome.
Ew.
Horrifying. I wonder why evolutionarily they do that. If it's like they
need
just
energy.
get food and the
Yeah.
male's purpose is done.
Then yeah, Ned, I think you're exactly right. The male has served his purpose, and in this matriarchal society, he is now worthless, as it should be.
What's y'all's number one scariest bug? Like the bug that if it showed up on your leg right now, you would have a heart attack.
I hate those silverfishes.
Really, a silverfish?
I don't like how they jump like grasshoppers and they crawl like centipedes. Something about the combination of those skills
They jump?
is really just they can jump. There's some of them that can jump, and Chicago has them a lot. And they're like having spiders in your house. They're actually good bugs. They only eat the worst bugs. But God has not made an uglier bug than that thing. It is just the way it moves. It's awful. I hate that. That disgusts me, but it doesn't scare me like a wasp or a hornet.
Hornet is probably mine. Being stung by a hornet is the most shocking thing. It is
It's
a
bad.
nightmare.
It's painful.
I would say
Also,
probably tarantula. I mean, a giant spider that's all hairy.
Yeah, but it's not gonna.
Horrifying.
Tarantulas you could be cute too. They could be cute little friendly.
The in-between
Can they,
spiders
though?
are the ones you got to worry about. It's not the big old hairy like tarantulas. You only encounter a tarantula when like some zookeeper brings it out and you go, ooh.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, it's the brown recluse.
What about you, Eugene?
It's not a bug, but
It's Ted Bundy.
it's
Serial
bug-like.
killers.
It's bug-like.
It's a
but
human.
I've always hated the idea of leeches.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
Hate it. Because they got the body of a slug, but they got the teeth, they got the chompers of a predator. So you come out of that river and you're just covered in these blood-sucking little vile little fucking blood putts, like things that expand with blood. It's just something about it's just.
And you
Like
actually,
ticks.
we were filming
full
a
tick.
survival
Ticks are
video,
disgusting.
and you actually got like covered in leeches because you went dipping in like a mud river, right?
Oh yeah,
about
I did
that.
get those leeches.
Oh, I remember that.
That was
leeches?
just. You just know why'd you remind me?
But it was like
Our first ever branded video, and it was the end
I
of the
remember
video. I don't
that.
even think we were filming. You just went to go
No,
cover
thumbnails.
yourself in mud. Yes, for the thumbnail. And so you
Yep.
go into this creek, cover your body, and we're
I
not
think it
even
was-
filming. You just go,
I think it was Thomas, Tommy Coyne,
Tommy
our
Coyne.
expert, the survivalist expert. He was like, I was like, what's this feeling? And he looks at me and he goes, oh, bud, you got leeches on you. And I was like, fuck. And I was like,
My
grabbing.
biggest fear.
I basically went to what was a leech nest and just smeared all of them
Leeches
over
everywhere.
my body. Oh, I forgot about that.
Were they
Oh,
attached?
maybe that's where my trauma
Were they attached? Were they like in your skin?
They were like
Yeah.
hanging off of me and biting me. I put
It-
them like
it was
all
like-
down here.
He was peeling them off, and they were like sticky.
It was just like, I just invited them to my hometown buffet.
Also, we were like in the middle of nowhere, so it wasn't like we could just get a giant hose and spray them off.
what do leeches do in the wild when they're not sucking on humans? What do they suck on?
Suck on
Other
any
animals.
other animal. So any other animal
Yeah.
bathing, they probably like squirrels or fucking, like anything.
Man, fuck them. Fuck leeches.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
parasites. They're, they hook onto things and just live off of them. I would agree that anything that sucks and inflates with blood is horrifying. When you find, if you've ever seen on a dog a gray tick. Gray means that thing is like a blueberry. And
Disgusting.
it's so fat
Ew.
it can't walk. And if you pop it, dear Lord, it is horrifying. It is a nightmare.
That is-
And in the South, you pick big old ticks off your dogs all the time, and you're like, Jesus God, this thing.
Y'all ever watch those dodo videos? They're on Twitter and on YouTube.
The dodo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like inspiring stories about animals, and quite a few involve rehabilitation of stray dogs. And whenever they show the makeover, they like open the ear up, and there's just a nest of like 20 fat blueberries.
Wow. I knew we were going to get there. Once we start a conversation about gross things, we're going to reach a limit.
Yeah.
You know what ticks love? Your genitals.
No,
They fucking
stop
love
it.
Okay.
They love to crawl in your pants.
No.
Yeah.
Not
They're literally
them.
just a bunch of little cocksuckers.
Yeah.
They are.
Yummy, yummy. Right.
Yummy. We feel like we've
Not
talked
yummy.
about this, right? We've all had a tick on our balls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'll happen.
It's a nightmare.
It's very scary.
You guys know the country song, I Want to Check You for Ticks?
That's great.
Did we talk
It's
about
one,
this?
it's one of the most hilarious. Did we talk about this?
I'm having deja vu over here.
I think so. I
Getting
think we have
deja
maybe
vu?
mentioned it.
Probably. I mean, it's very likely that we've talked about ticks on the podcast before, and that's just like
You got
a
three
constant
Southern boys
reference
here.
in my
You got
brain.
4 Southern boys with Miles. We all
Yeah,
know about
that's
ticks.
right.
And
I'm sure
I can't
I'm sure
relate.
there's some in New York, but man, they're vicious in the South. That's something that's so different about living in Los Angeles is that there's no bugs.
Yeah.
Great.
There's
Well,
flies
yeah,
and
no bugs.
mosquitoes
I mean-
and but not like compared to like Tennessee or Florida or West Virginia or Texas. Like it's
yeah, I guess that's
deafeningly
true. That's
loud
true. That's
in the South. There's bugs always, and they're screaming.
Yes.
You just walk into the woods, and
Yeah,
after it
cicadas.
rains, it's just like
Cicadas.
everybody's
Oh
screaming.
my God.
Cicadas are loud motherfuckers. But even grasshoppers, and like just in the South, you go outside at night, and
Yeah.
it is loud.
So I kind of like cicadas because my dad would tell me a story when I was little that he would walk me around the block as a baby, and like the white noise of the cicadas would kind of help me fall asleep. I think also cuddling with your dad and, you know, the sensation of swaying and walking helps. But
I just know them because they molt.
Yeah.
They molt off the
Yeah.
tree, so you see all their little skins,
Bodies,
their shedded
yeah.
skins, just
Love
hanging
that.
off the trees on the ground. Yeah, bugs are cool.
The little hook hands, you can take them off the trees. You can hang them on anything.
Our response to cicadas is why the three of us love horror movies. We're like, wow, little monsters. And Ned's like, so soothing. Puts me to sleep. Hate horror movies.
Yeah. Have you guys seen that YouTube channel where the guy just takes dangerous bugs and has them bite him? He has like a doctor standing by, and he
That's
has
Brave
this-
Wilderness, right?
Yeah, I think so. And he just has them bite him, and then he's just like, "That's what he does. That's it." And he's just like screams in pain.
That's Coyote
Wow.
Peterson.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's like fat.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that and you have time during the quarantine, go watch it because it is addicting and horrifying. But
Keith's gone.
Keith
We
just
lost
gone.
Keith.
Keith,
We lost Keith on the stream.
Keith. Keith is going to come back at some point, but hopefully
Secret
he's still
Steve.
recording his audio. As everybody knows, you can email us in your questions, and we get a lot of questions about crushes and first dates, etc. Usually we don't answer them because they're usually similar topics. It's like, I have a crush on someone. I don't know what to do. Do they like me? Unsure. So we thought,
Wow,
we'd take
Miles, it
this
sounds
time-
like you don't like people's questions. What's going on, man? Are they not good enough?
Excuse me. I cherish every single question. I print them out. I post them on my wall. I muse over them, ponder them. But we've decided to take this time to answer en masse questions that we've always had and that we've always wondered about crushes and first dates and how to be cute and how to kiss perfect. Eugene, tell us about crushes and first dates and how to kiss and be perfect.
Oh no, I thought this would be the opposite, where we talk about how we failed at doing that. well.
Exactly. And through our failure, that's how people know what not to do.
Okay. I'll tell you some embarrassing story. And by the way, Keith, his something died, so he might not be able to rejoin. But
He
it's
just
okay.
texted us and said, I'm dead. That's all we got.
I'm dead.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it back to a time called second grade.
Whoa.
In second grade, something y'all can relate to. I thought I liked girls.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was into
Can
the
relate.
ladies, and but I was a very nervous little Asian boy, the only Asian kid. And there's this girl. I'll use the code name Lauren. So there's a girl named Lauren in my second grade class who I had a big old crush on. Right? I was like, wow, this is the girl I'm gonna marry because you're in second grade.
Right.
And everyone just saw me as like the nice kid, nice little Asian kid. And she was kind of interested or kind of dating this boy named, I don't want to use his real name, but it's such a good name. We'll call him Gus, right? His name's Gus.
Yeah.
He was this big, like, you know, a boy who like looks like he should play football eventually.
And this is second grade, right? So you're saying she's like in a casual relationship with somebody else in second grade?
Yeah, I feel like casual relationships were way more active in elementary school because everyone was like, oh, I kind of like Gus. And Gus is like, I kind of like Lauren. And I was like, no. Lauren's with me. And I'd like write about her in like my little journal. And then one day we were making these posters for something like some sort of like Spirit Day, because that was very popular in this house, Spirit Days. I don't know what we were spirited about. But instead, she was like across the hall from me. We were drawing. And instead of making the poster, I drew this full poster page portrait of her, right? I just like painted this portrait, right? And I signed it at the bottom. And then I showed her afterwards. And I was like, Lauren, I just want to let you know, I think you're really pretty. So I drew this picture of you. And she was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. But then the worst part was that the teacher liked it so much, she hung it up in the school. So with the other stuff. So there's this fucking huge portrait with my signature on it. And by signature, it's just me writing my name, like Eugene. I'm the only Eugene of her. And then Gus finds out because he knows, he sees it, and he comes and beats me up.
No!
Calm
What?
down.
Yeah,
Stay away from my girl.
literally, he punched me. He punched me in the bathroom, in the
Oh
back
my
of the
God.
head. Yeah.
In the
Bathroom.
back of the head.
And just to get even worse, it was near Valentine's Day. And then when Valentine's Day happened, do y'all ever have those like packets you put on the edge of your desk and everyone can drop into Valentine's?
Yeah.
Yes.
Gus ripped mine off, threw it in the trash and said, "You don't get any love this year." And then what he gave, you know what he fucking gave? I'm so mad about this still. You know what he fucking gave Lauren? You know what he gave Lauren in front of everybody? Yes, he fucking gave her an engagement ring.
No.
He gave her a little plastic diamond ring in front of everybody. He rips my thing off, throws it in the trash, gets on one knee, and proposes to Lauren.
This was second grade?
It's incredible.
Yeah, but he was like,
Whoa.
it was like, but he does that and he goes, Lauren, will you be my girlfriend? And she was kind of, I don't know. I still think looking back that she was really moved by my portrait and that she secretly liked me. This is in my dreams. She said yes, and they were together for like a year, but I was mortified. So after that, I was like, I'm never gonna express my crush on a girl ever again, which I guess I technically didn't because then I was gay, but that was, and that's why I'm gay.
And that's
No,
the
but that
moment.
was like real drama for me. So, you know, I guess the lesson of the story is, yeah, grand romantic public gestures, tough when you don't have a confirmation back. But, you know, looking back, I was proud that I tried.
Well, and then in the end, Gus also gave you a Valentine that said, roses are red, violets are blue. Stay away from my girl or I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Literally. So, yeah, that was cute.
I will say, as an elementary school kid, the bathroom is where the bullies were
Always.
like lingering
Yeah.
because the teachers
Teachers
wouldn't.
can't see you.
Yeah, and they all have IBS. Yeah.
Where they're like smoking cigarettes, getting high,
Yeah.
giving each other tattoos.
I remember that some kids gave me I basically got public poop fear for forever because I think I was like in first or second grade and I pooped at school and like the kids in the bathroom were like, "Oh, that's disgusting! You're such a loser!" And I'm like, and then I was like terrified that like I was like, I guess I just poop before and after school now. I guess I don't poop at school ever again.
Keith, you've really outgrown that fear in time.
I know. I've handled it.
I'm so proud of you.
But did you guys in high school or college have like your poop bathroom? Like a place that you went because you knew it was a good bathroom?
Oh,
For
yeah.
me, it was the second floor bathroom in the Center for Performing Arts at Illinois State University was a bathroom nobody used ever. Yeah. Always empty, always immaculately clean. It was just like you didn't know it was there because you had to go upstairs. So there was no reason to go upstairs because it's just the balcony seating for a show. So if it's a weekday, there's no shows. There's nobody in that bathroom.
One of my favorite high school bathroom stories. You guys know my best friend growing up, Eric, who's still my best friend. He was my roommate when I moved out here. He was, I think, elected to the treasury of our student government, and he made his sole purpose, it was his platform, it was his mission, it was every single meeting was getting our school to install splash guards between the urinals. And I don't know, the ladies listening may not know, is that some urinals, they're open, you can look left, you can look right, and some have these little dividers, like when you were taking your test in elementary school and you put the folders up so that you can't see, but also so that the splash stays contained. And after 2 years of fighting, he got it to happen, and we installed Scarsdale High School. If you're listening, you got Eric Charles to thank for the splash guards. And then senior year, he's peeing next to our vice principal in the bathroom, and he looks over and he goes, "Hey, you like those splash guards?" It's like if Larry David had a high school adventure series, that would be his mission.
This is a question specifically for the Southern boys. Were there any bathrooms in your high school or a school at any point in time that the stalls didn't have doors?
Yes.
I just remember that it was our high school, our basketball gym, and also the football bathroom. So the bathrooms for the sporting events, they didn't have stall doors.
Huh.
And that didn't stop any of the older men in the South from just taking a dump no matter what. But it was like a psychological nightmare for a child.
Yeah.
Was it, to discourage pooping?
I don't know what it was, but I remember when I was in high school once, my band director was like, "Why can't you?" I wanted to use the bathroom in the band room, and she's like, "Why can't you use the bathroom in the basketball courts?" I'm like, "Well, because Miss Hunley, they don't have doors." And she's like, "They don't have doors?" I'm like, "No, that bathroom has no door." She's like, "That's horrifying." I'm like, "I know. I don't know how it's okay." And then like a year later, I think she was like, "You got to give them doors." Like, no one had ever questioned it. And then we finally got doors when they redid like the whole school. And it was like, it was like a dream, but I remember there were no doors. So like, there's no doors, Miss Huntley. I can't use that bathroom.
The worst nightmare I never knew I had.
Yeah.
I think it's a weird relic of sort of the patriarchy, right? So it's like this idea, this is kind of the flip side. This is where it hurts boys, right? Because we are expected to like be very okay being totally naked around each other. Like while women are forced to like not even know their own bodies, it's like, no, you can't even look down there. For boys, it's like once you're 12, you're in a locker room. It's like, take off your clothes, look at each other's wee-wees, like whatever. You should be able to shit in front of each other. Because it's just such a strange, like the idea that, because a lot of our bathrooms for sporting stuff too had no doors. And it's just like, take a shit in front of each other. What, are you not a guy? You can't take a shit in front of your friends?
So wait,
Shower
your
where
guys'
it's just
The
like
trough,
no
right?
no separation, just like a bunch of shower heads next to each other.
Or like a lot of men's bathrooms, and this horrifies a lot of girls when they find out have troughs. So it's not even like urinals. You're just stand on a grate next to like 10 other dudes, like shoulder to shoulder, and you pee in a trough.
Well, we're going to try something new right now. It's called Getting Real for 5, and we would like to use this podcast as a break from the outside world, let you laugh, but we also want to bring up some things that we think are important in the world. So this week, over the last couple days, you may have seen the USPS has been trending, and the reason why is because they are seeking a bailout, and the current administration is threatening to refuse to sign the CARES Act, which is our relief bill, if a bailout for the USPS is included. We are here to say that we think the Postal Service is incredibly important, despite the fact that I have been on record in the past as saying that I despise getting mail. I think it's such a nuisance, but it is hugely important.
Yeah, so we all do hate getting junk mail, but the thing that is good about junk mail is it's something that actually funds the post office, right? Because we aren't always, now that there's a lot more independent and private delivery companies, we order all our things through Amazon. But a really important thing about the USPS is that they have to, and it's part of their thing, they will deliver to every addresses that you can only get to by boat, addresses you can only get to by plane. Now, private delivery companies often have limits on how far they deliver, and they call it the last mile, the final mile, they drop off to the USPS because they're the only people who can get and will get to some addresses.
I also learned that recently, like just to say that very clearly, Amazon, Target, all of these big
FedEx,
companies,
UPS.
yes, they use the U.S. Postal Service to deliver that last little extra bit. I was also surprised to learn that junk mail basically subsidizes the other mail and keeps it all cheaper. I was favoriting some tweets this weekend, and this one said that this person works for FedEx. The cheapest way to send a birthday card to a rural resident using FedEx is $15.50. So, like, these are just little things that you don't think about. The fact that you can, if you use the U.S. Postal Service, 50 cents, you can send a letter anywhere in the world, or in the country. And of course, what's really...
Stamps.
Stamps.
Stamps are awesome.
And of course, what's really important about this is that we have an election coming up. And right now we're trying to extend vote by mail registration, which seems like it's going to be increasingly important, especially with the coronavirus. And if we don't have a postal service, that's voter suppression. You can't have a democracy if people can't vote.
And some people think that the USPS is like funded by tax dollars. It's actually not. It does get some grants from the government, but for the most part, it's weird. It's this government office that doesn't actually get the government subsidies that a lot of other government branches and parts use. Even though they now work, USPS is out on Easter delivering packages. They pretty much work all the time.
Yeah. And it employs just so many people. Like, so many people rely on not only the Postal Service as a need, but also just as occupation, as work. And it just feels like with all the positives, there's it just feels like such a strange but directed thing to slash. And we won't go into that, but I think that certainly supporting something as fundamental as access to mail for all citizens is it's just such a intrinsic right that it just feels particularly cruel to even consider taking that away from people.
Eugene, and to your point, I believe it's 660,000 people that they employ. So if we, including one of the biggest employers of veterans and people of color. So if we don't save them, they're going to run out of money. by the summer, and that's going to be something that's in the Constitution. It's going to go away. We'll retweet some more resources if you want to read more, including why their current deficit was something that was somewhat manufactured by a bill that was passed a couple years ago. But in general, we want you to help us save the post office. If you want to help, there's actually a super easy way to do it. You can text.
Yeah, what can people do if they're interested?
So one, buy some stamps. Maybe write a letter. Spend this time. If you have a young kid, let them practice their handwriting. Send a letter. It's great and it's easy. But the easiest thing you can do right now is text. The easiest thing that you can do right now is text USPS to 50409. It'll put your name on a list that's going to send that to Congress and basically puts your name on a list that says, I support the U.S. Postal Service. I want to save it. Easy
I'm
as
doing
that.
that right now.
Easy as
I'm
that.
fucking doing it right now. I'm doing it right now.
Me too.
And another thing just about send some mail right now. It actually would be great to send mail that's local because the thing that's great about the Post Service is that whether you're sending a birthday card to your friend 2 miles away or your friend 2,000 miles away in America, it costs the same, right? But obviously the expense of delivering a letter from Florida to California is greater than from California to California. So write to someone in your own town. Everyone right now would probably love some mail. So, write to your grandparents, write to your parents. Try to keep it local if you can. That will actually do the most to keep money in the USPS's pockets and infrastructure.
And that has been Getting Real for 5. Boom, boom. But if you're thinking about sending a letter, well, you might be thinking, what should I write? What do I do? And if you're thinking that, you might need some advice. Dare I say, advice that'll go for miles? With your host, Miles?
Miles Bonsignore.
Bonsignore.
Have you ever wanted to drown? Do y'all want to
No, I don't want to drown.
house on fire? Boil your body into a crisp. If you're gonna buy a pan, buy a fucking cast iron pan. See where your enemies are hiding.
Hey, my slippery little salmon.
Yeah!
Yeah,
Wow.
what's up, Miles
Wow.
Nation? How you guys doing tonight?
Wow.
I'm amped up.
That was a very special user-submitted theme song from my boy Lucas Matt. Okay?
Shred it, Lucas. Shred it.
Thank you so much. Have y'all ever wanted to have a little SPACE?
What?
Yeah.
Space.
Well, not really right now. I kind of want the
Okay,
opposite.
describe what I'm doing with my arms.
Flailing, dancing, waving, swimming.
That's right. Have you ever wanted to put your finger wherever it wants to go?
Tell me more.
Where's this going, Miles?
going.
Give me an M.
M.
Give me an O. Give me
Oh.
an N.
N.
Give me an I.
I.
Money.
Give me a Give me a
Money!
T.
He's
Give-
spelling money!
Give me a T.
T.
Give me an O.
Oh.
O.
Give me
R.
an
Monitor.
R.
Monitor.
R.
Money tour.
Give me an A.
A.
Give me an R.
Torah.
Monitor. R.
Monitor AR.
Give me an M.
Monitor arm.
Monitor arm.
That's right, bitch. Get your ass down to the store and
Well,
buy.
don't do that.
Oh yeah, don't go to. Get your hazmat suit on and go down to Best Buy because you're gonna want to buy a monitor arm.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Your desk.
These are useful. I
Your
get it.
desk is a wreck, you stupid bitch. Your ass is made of sass and it needs to last. So you're going to want a monitor arm to prop up your monitor computer above your desk so that you have the space to put your cereal. You have the space to put your coffee. You have the space to draw a little doodle.
That little tiny burp.
I did.
No.
You know why he has the space to burp?
That's right.
Monitor arms,
I
bitch.
got coffee. I've got mugs. I've got PS4 controllers. I've got hard drives. I've got Ricola cough drops. But I have so much space because I have a system that I purchased recently that is one computer monitor, one other monitor arm that has my laptop floating above my desk. You stupid bitch.
Don't call our listeners that.
Okay. It's all in good fun, okay?
He's calling
teasing.
Miles Nation
We're
stupid
te-
bitches. It's
we're
a different sub-audience.
It's
Yeah.
polite teasing.
They love
Everyone-
being called stupid bitches.
Yeah.
No, he's saying
All right.
bish.
Walk
I
me
say
through it.
different.
Okay.
Where does the monitor arm attach to?
I'm glad you asked, Uncle Ned. So the monitor arm, you can do it in a couple different ways. You can, if you have a desk that like is possible to this, you can like drill a hole and do a whole deal. But I don't have that. I have a glass desk, and I know what you're thinking. You're not supposed to clamp something on a glass desk, but I did it.
Wow.
So I clamp. It comes with a big clamp. So I clamp it on the outer side, the far side of my desk, and then it's like a clamp it, and then the pull. You put a tube goes up, and then the two arms come off it, and one of them's holding the monitor, and the other one's holding the laptop stand.
I get it. So it's a hideous way to get you slightly more desk space.
No, it's not hideous at all. In fact, it makes the monitor look like it's floating. Ned, you stupid bitch.
Sounds like it would not pass the aerial test, which means is hideous.
Also, an option is to mount the monitor on the wall, so that way it's floating. There's cableless. There's no mesh. There's no stress.
No
Oh,
mess,
so it's like
no
mounting
stress.
a TV.
It's like mounting a TV, but in a place
I
that
see.
you know it's going to be.
So
like
that
it
I'm
'cause-
into. Honestly, anything that gets it more eye level for the ergonomics, I'm into.
Exactly.
But it doesn't sound like it looks good.
Rude, you bitch.
I have a question, Miles.
Yeah, what's up, Eugene? My main guy.
Why choose the longer words to spell?
And that's a great question, Eugene. Now,
Yeah.
it's because temptation and waiting for the right moment and having suspense is all part of pleasure.
Oh, so you're trying to pleasure us.
And having that release at the end of monitor arm
It's getting worse.
is that some people want during quarantine is the release of finding out a surprise.
Guys, for those who are only listening on audio and not watching the video feed, during Advice They'll Go for Miles, both Ned and Keith got lunch hand-delivered to them, and Ned has been eating food, staring into the camera, taunting me. I'm over here starving.
Yeah.
This is the rudest
Oh,
shit that has
fuck,
ever
that's
happened to me. I don't even want to know what you're eating. I just want, you know what? I got to go make myself some lunch, and this, I think, has been an episode of the TryPod. So how about
so.
that, you
Yeah.
stupid bitch?
Wow. Pretty epic. Guys, make sure to subscribe, rate us 5 stars. It helps other people discover the podcast. I hope you're staying inside, washing your hands. We got episodes every Tuesday and Thursday on the TryPod. Also, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/TryPod.
You can watch Ned eat and taunt me with his delicious hand-delivered
Yum, yum, yum,
meal.
yum, yum. Keith's got a pizza. That looks pretty good.
Give me a T.
T.
Give me an R.
R.
Give me a U.
You.
Give me a C.
C.
Truck?
Give me a K.
Hey.
That spells truck.
Yeah.
Time to truck on out of this tripod.
Also, we are still doing our food bank promotion. Every order that you place on dryguys.com not only helps support the podcast, but also helps give food to those in need. We are donating a portion of our proceeds all of this month of April. Until
Give
next
me
time.
a T. Give me a rock. Keith, take a big bite of food and hit us with the official TryPod theme song. but full of food.
T-R-U-C-K. I said T-R-U-C-K. That spells truck. T-R-U-C-K. I said T-R-U-C-K. That spells truck. Have you ever seen a truck? Probably.
No, I've never seen a truck.
And that's the tripod.
Until next time, stay beautiful.